What's up, guys? Barry Game here, back with some more Idle Heroes, and today I've been kind of thinking about this new hero, Luna, and it's got me thinking that maybe the assassins will be making some sort of resurgence in the future. As you guys know, Lord of Sparkle's Yormtum is actually extremely powerful in PvP scenarios. It's set up properly with the Drake synergy, all this fun stuff. And if potentially this new Luna hero could be a good assassin too, having him go first with a big hit followed by her, which then puts her skill effect out on everybody, could be something pretty interesting, because that lowers the enemy's damage reduction. You're pinpointing enemies, whereas right now most of the strategies involve Doomturner Vulcan getting his little, weakness disclosure active off, ignoring all defensives, while Therapist Blood Betty keeps him CC. Now that's not like the extreme endgame meta, because the extreme endgame meta runs like Twine immunity on S tier hero copies and all this stuff, but that's not something the average player or even the whale player like myself can do, because that's way out of reach. But what this does mean now is that we could try to build new strategies. But again, here's the big negative to it. We've even to this point wanted to take an Interstellar Huntress Patricia up to higher levels, which actually, I forgot. I think we literally ran out of spirit, didn't we? I kind of forgot about that. Oh man, I should have been buying spirit up like every single day with all my gold at this point. It's crazy how much spirit you need nowadays compared to gold, and at least gold's plentiful. You can just use gems for it. But yeah, you can actually take these heroes up to additional levels. But the problem is, getting a noble core and testing a hero is difficult. If you remember, we are basically a month out from Interstellar Huntress Patricia's release. Now, we do now have 7 of these. However, we do need 8 in order to get a noble core, and therefore turn her into a Destiny transitioned hero, which is where all the power is at nowadays, especially for testing. Now, you might be like, Barrett, you could have gotten more of these, and I know I could have, but if I went for additional ones, that means we would have less Scattered Spirit Vein, and we sure as heck wouldn't even have our heroes to the power level they're at, because we need to go for a Divine Power Aurora Gems and Scattered Spirit Vein every opportunity they give us. However, Cores of Origin seem to be on that same level almost every single time. So we got 6 from the main event. We got the 7th one from last week's event. Hopefully this week coming up, we'll be able to test Patricia. But the downside of this is I really wanted to test some sort of assassin PvP style team, which, we've already kind of had something similar to this in the past, which, man, dropping some of these heroes out for others is kind of a better idea at this point. Heck, even dropping you out for you, maybe even you out for you, could be something that we'd want to run. But again, it's just such a weird scenario that we're in here. I guess we can take the Magic Stone Sword back, but I would love to try to make some sort of assassin meta actually work, because currently assassins are starting to get fun. However, we're probably going to crush opponents that we use our preset team on, but kind of want to show the power of our Yormtum Lord of Sparkles at the same time, because he can just crush enemies, especially with that support from the Drake. And it almost makes me want to make one other change to my actual account, because this Drake can die very easily. Sadly though, you can't actually Destiny transition any other heroes. I'm gonna pick on someone in our guild that probably doesn't have a proper team set up potentially. You have a plenty good team. I highly doubt we win this, but just to show you guys some combat while I'm kind of talking about everything, I'd love to see us get to the point where we can more flexibly test heroes when they come out, because Luna comes out next week, which means the Transcendence hero version doesn't come out till next month, which means we're like 2 to 3 months away from actually testing the hero and her viability, simply because of Cores of Origin becoming so difficult to get. I really think in general, even for the free-to-play community, they should make them more readily available, and holy cow, we actually managed to win that right there with the Lord of Sparkles. That is pretty impressive considering what we kind of got running here. Okay, that's cool. Let's pick on some other people. I love my guildmates. and they love when I pick on their teams when they're not set up properly. We have a lot more Destiny transition on our team, but I do think that's something we need, because right now a decent quote-unquote good event gives you 1, maybe 2 chests between Sublimation and, of course, Course of Origin. I think they need to make them more readily available to free-to-play. Maybe still gatekeep, you know, the Scattered Spirit Vein and stuff for the time being, because, well, I mean, there has to be some chase for the whales out there, of course. But yeah, I do feel like being able to test a hero day 1 is not a ridiculous ask at this point. Like, it should be something people who are buying out events should be able to do. Like, I feel like it's kind of weird that if you're buying out a complete event right now, you literally can't build the main new hero up to at least a power level that's testable against other heroes of equivalent power, because, well, I'm not talking about needing Giant Killer. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about just like this. Just giving them Destiny transition, even if it's not, you know, the most godly of hero copy or anything like that, because of course that's a whole nother spending source. But giving us a way to actually test it out, because I really do think Interstellar Huntress Patricia has the potential to be really, really good. However, Cores of Origin are the biggest chokehold, and why we can't even test her. Like, and you guys might be asking, well, why can't you test her? Well, if you take a look at this right here, if we're going up against game modes that don't have any Destiny transition or divine power on the enemies, we should be doing 100 to 110 to 20% additional damage to those targets, while also taking 55 to 65% damage reduction. That is a huge difference when you're looking at one of these heroes. Even if you compare the power this Elena has versus the power this Patricia has, like, yeah, they probably have very similar attack at 20. No, even Elena has even more attack, because she's set up with that that Destiny transition, just power gains, because as you level up through the levels, you still gain power, and then beyond that, you're missing damage that you're not even going to see on the sheet here, and it's just a crazy amount. So I'm pleading to DH Games, please make it so that we can get 8 Cores of Origin from the next Transcendence hero event, while not having to sacrifice our progress in Scattered Spirit Vein or Divine Power Aurora Gems, because the second you start falling behind on that, the enemies in PvP or enemies that, you know, you're going up against in PvE are going to start having higher and higher divine power, and it's going to feel bad if you fall behind just for the sake of testing heroes. And I mean, I'm a content creator at the same time. I want to test these heroes, but I'm not going to ask someone in the community to get all the Cores of Origin. But I think at the same time, I think you can only get 7 even if you grabbed all of them on, like, the Chinese New Year event. So I, like, a lot of these events you can't even get 8, period, even if you did suboptimally claim rewards. So yeah, that's my complaint, that's my rant, and this is getting sent to DH Games, so hopefully they can do something about it. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. If you guys are interested in building heroes in the future and getting the cores fully unlocked week 1, you'd get a huge heart from Barry Gaming. Or wait, what's the new way they do it? Is it like this? Yeah, I don't know. This is like what? The Gen Z? This is the millennial? I don't know. They're both weird. Anyway, hopefully you guys enjoy this one. Love you guys. I'll see you guys next time.